Welcome to week 1 of the Tim and Chuck Show for the 2013 football season. I am Tim McDonough, joined by my esteemed colleague, Chuck Martinez-Brandon. Chuck, it's another year of high school football.
Yeah.
It's football week. It's time to get it started. What are you looking forward to this year?
It's go time this year, and there's kids have been working hard. We've had really nice weather so far, and just this game week, it's starting to heat up a little bit. And you tell kids, hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. But in the end, it's time to go. You find out who the men are here in a couple days.
It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to another season. All right, let's talk about some of the top teams in the area, Chuck. We made a short list. We're going to just put 3 out there. We've got Bryan. We've got Wayne Trace, and of course we're throwing out Patrick Henry. Let's talk about Bryan a little bit. There's a team that made a run to almost beat Napoleon in the regionals last year. They got all those kids back, including their quarterbacks. They're going to be a fun team this year.
Exactly. Coach Klein has that offense rolling, and that offense is deadly. It can burn you through the air, burn you on the ground. Kleiner's got it going. Those kids are more comfortable in it now, so it's second nature, and it's all reaction to them.
And one of the things that I saw from that team when they scrimmaged Defiance was I was impressed with how physical they are. And in the past, that was the knock on Bryan. That's not the case anymore.
No, not anymore.
Well, a team that you know a lot about, Wayne Trace, they've got a lot of kids back too from a 9-1 team. Talk about them.
Yeah, Wayne Trace, it was a travesty last year that they had the team they had and they didn't make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs last year, they do a lot of damage and they play for a long time in the postseason. But this year, they're only missing 1 or 2 kids off of that team. They got everybody back with an offense that was with a first-year quarterback who still threw for more than 3,000 yards. And now that he knows how to play quarterback, they're going to be even more just deadly defensive coordinators. That's why I cut my hair short.
They're the GMC favorite by far.
Oh, exactly.
And we always talk about Patrick Henry, what Bill Inselman does there year after year. The game that they had last year against Bryan is one that they're still talking about with what happened at the end. But there's a team that could challenge for Bryan for the NWOL title.
Exactly. Coach I he reloads year after year after year. They just play sound football over there. We're getting ready for Northwood, and I watched the PH playoff game a couple times, and they went to Northwood. Northwood was 10-0, and PH battled with them just because they're physical and they play good, sound football. You got to expect the same from the Patriots this year.
Yeah, they're going to be another fun team to watch. Now let's talk about some of these players. That we talked about. We talked about Bryan's Austin Schimmuller. He's back. That kid can run. He can throw. He can do it all for Bryan.
And that's what makes that offense so deadly. Is when you have a trigger man that can throw for thousands of yards and rush for thousands of yards. You don't know as a defense. Okay, do I worry about the pass? Do I worry about the run? Because he'll gash you either way. And man, he's fast.
And he's got weapons.
Yes.
Yeah. Another kid who's just like that. Colby Spees from Wayne Trace, another quarterback.
Exactly. Wasn't a quarterback before, but man, threw for $3,000 last year. That's just amazing. And he wasn't just throwing it up and hoping. I mean, he's hitting guys in stride, hitting windows. He's just amazing for a guy that's just learning the position. So this year, bigger and better things. I think
there's 2 quarterbacks that everyone's going to be talking about this year. And then going back to Patrick Henry, Colt Pettit, their offensive lineman, defensive end. He's verbal to Virginia Tech. When's the last time we had a guy go that big from around this area? That's impressive.
Exactly. His brother, I don't know. He's got the genetics. His dad, I believe, played and coached D1. His brother's up at Central.
Yeah.
And the kid's a monster. He's got a good big frame on him, and he's hard to stop. If he's coming at you and you're on defense, you better get around him, because if he gets his hands on you, you're done defensively. Man, he just blows through blockers.
Another kid that we have to talk about is Trey Gilliam from Defiance. That kid caught 77 passes last year, set a school record, the only 1,000-yard receiver in the area. He's back for his senior year, and he looks smooth as ever. Yeah,
and I did catch one of their scrimmages. Man, it's like sticky fingers, man. That kid was catching everything. He threw it anywhere in the time zone, and he's catching it, So another good kid that's going to have another good year.
That's a great safety net to have for a first-year quarterback. Well bad Defiance. Anything else we need to talk about for week 1, Chuck? I know we don't have any Whopper hit of the week or Powerade play of the game with no games, but we plan on bringing those back next week. We're going to be videotaping the Defiance Napoleon game, which should be some big hits from that one.
Yeah, lots of slobber knockers going on there in that game. It's just going to be Snot Bubble City, it.
Yeah, well, we're going to be online, the Tim and Chuck Show. It'll be up on Crescent-News.com every Thursday. Join us. We'll have a little bit more for you every week, a little bit of fun. That's why we do this.
That's right. Hey, and don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter.
See you next week.